Yeah.
And then now we're going to jump into our next review, which is a very not serious movie. Um, and that is Novocaine, starring Jack Quaid um, as Nathan Kane. Um, I will say from the jump, once this trailer first came out, I honestly didn't really care that much about it. I was like, okay, it's Jack Quaid, you know, kind of action comedy, bloody, whatever. But a couple weeks before it came out, like it started getting really, really high praise, and I got a lot more excited for it. So basically, what the movie is he's just a normal guy. Jack Quaid is a normal guy. He basically has a disorder where he cannot feel pain at all. He can't feel like physical sensations, I guess, pain. He can feel other things as they talk about a little bit in the movie, but um, yeah, he's like he just doesn't feel anything. He gets burned, he gets stabbed, he slams his leg on the corner of the table like he doesn't notice. Um, so he's just a normal guy. He works at a bank and he meets this girl that he's been working with for a while, played by Amber Midthunder. Her name's Sherry. And he falls for her. They have an awesome night. They go on a date, and then she comes back with him, and um, yeah. So he quickly like falls for this girl. Kind of a good like I say like the first like 20-30 minutes of this movie's a good like kind of romance. It's not they don't really jump into the action and stuff super quick. They kind of like get you attached to the characters and their relationship and their story. And then obviously. It hits the fan. His bank is robbed. She's taken prisoner or hostage. And he's like, this is the girl that I just fell for. I'm gonna do everything I can to save her. I can't feel pain, so I'm gonna use that to my advantage. And that's what he does. And he goes on a little mission to save her. Chaos ensues, and it is a damn good time. It is a ton of fun. He basically has no idea how to do any of this, but he's picking up on clues and kind of able to start tracking her down a little bit. Um, and yeah, uh, so it's just very unique, like fight sequences and things like that you don't get with a lot of other movies because he can't feel pain, so he can use that to his advantage. So he's fighting these gangsters and these thieves and the tattoo artist uh and it's just they're all very unique, different fights, unlike anything you've ever seen, but they're still super gory and violent. Very, very bloody, gory movie, which I know we love. A lot of really funny, silly deaths, like almost things you get like in Final Destination movies or slasher movies, things like that. But yeah, the whole movie is just about him like trying to get this girl back and trying to save her. And it's super. It's another movie that's pretty simple. It's not serious and simple. It's silly and simple, but super easy concept to get behind. He doesn't feel pain. This girl gets kidnapped and he wants to save her. Um, yeah, I had a great time with this. I think Jack Quaid has officially like kind of obviously, he's like the lead of the boys, but he gets overshadowed by Anthony Starr and some of the other cast members, which fair. Anthony Starr is unfreaking real in that show, and Carl Urban and everybody else. But this is like his first real like he's the leading man. He was in Scream. Um, he's been in like another rom com I've seen, and um,
He's in Companion this year.
yeah, he was in Companion. That's what I was blanking on. But this is like his first lead movie. Like he's the leading man, and I think he proves that he can do it. He can be a leading man. Yeah, I don't think you're ever going to really believe him to be like the super serious macho character, but like he can kind of play the nerdy guy really, really well. I think he's proved that in The Boys, and he proved that again with this one. I think he's great. I think Amber Midthunder is great. Did you ever watch Prey, the Predator
No,
movie? The most recent Predator movie, and it's one of the best ones, and she's the lead. That's the first thing I saw
gotcha.
her in. Um, but yeah, and then you get the main like villain is what's his name? Ray Nicholson. It's Jack Nicholson's son. He does kind of look like him. He does a good job as a villain. Yeah, man, I just think it's a super fun movie. You get a little bit of romance, you get some really funny, silly action and funny like dialogue moments. A lot of blood, and there's a pretty crazy twist halfway through the movie that I did not see coming. I don't know if you did or not, but I didn't. So yeah, I haven't talked to you about this at all. What did you think? I very much enjoyed it.
So this is a movie that like doesn't, and I like this, doesn't take itself way too seriously. Like they understand the absurdity of the concept and they just roll with it. Jack Quaid is unbelievable. Again, we loved him in Companion. I loved him in Scream. Yeah, I don't see how he's not like on the map now. If well, let me say this first. Go to the movies and see this movie because it's only made $8 million this opening weekend, and both of the movies that we are talking about right now are flopping because people are just going to assume that it's going to come out to streaming. So I'll just get on that real quick, but it's going to put Jack Quaid on the map for anybody who sees it. We already knew about him. We already loved him. The deaths again. I don't understand like how a movie like this hasn't been really made yet because you're right, it is simple and it works to its advantage. The absurdity is hilarious. The action sequences are just wild. Just from you have a whole unique perspective on when you do a fight scene, you can do all this crazy shit because he doesn't feel anything. And I love that. I think it's hilarious. Jack Quaid again is fun. Ray Nicholson, I think he is going to be kind of somebody who's going to be in line to get some more roles. He is him and Amber Midthunder, which again, I didn't even know Amber Midthunder before I saw this movie. The first part of the movie, I was not worried. I'm not going to say worried, but I was actually shocked at how much they focused on him being a regular guy, him falling in love, him doing that, and then it turning into an all out, just gory, like slugfest. And I enjoyed that. I thought it was very good. And I don't see any reason like more movie. I want to see more of Nathan Kane just in general. Like he's just a fun-loving character. Again, like laughs. The CEO of Sex is in it. I mean, come on. Like this is just a great movie. And I think it's very fun. And you're gonna laugh at my rating because it's just gonna be something. So
We'll see that in a minute. But yeah, no, you mentioned CEO of Sex. Jacob Batalon is plays his buddy that he's never even met. He just knows him over video games.
yeah,
And then they meet and he gets dragged into this crap. But he's so funny. I think like every line that he has is just freaking hilarious.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, no, he's like a literal freaking normal everyday guy, but he's like a superhero. He has a superpower. He can't feel pain. He's like Deadpool.
I know.
It pisses me off this didn't make hardly any money, and I don't know if
Yeah,
it's really going
no,
to make much more because this could probably have a sequel or another, or, a couple more movies. I would love to see more of Nathan Kane doing stupid missions and things,
yeah, yeah,
whatever it may be. Jack Quaid is great. The concept is so fun. Yeah, the fact he can't feel pain, you got unique deaths and kills. Like he sticks his hand in a freaking air fryer. And his hands just blistered the whole movie. He tattoos himself.
yeah.
He he's using his broken bones that are protruding out to stab other people. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It is
He's
the
got an arrow in
craziest.
his leg for a huge chunk of the
Yeah,
movie. Um, he shoves it through some guy's head and out the other side of his other leg. Like it's just ridiculous.
yeah,
So much fun. It works really well, and it's like I said, you get a little bit of everything. The movie kind of starts off with some romance, and then you get some really silly, fun action and gore.
yeah,
But it's also like heartwarming at the same time. He's really like kind of falling for this girl, and we'll kind of jump into spoilers a little bit now. The big twist I was talking about, you kind of find out that she is actually working with the thieves the whole time. She is or Ray Nicholson's brother or sister, their brother and
stepsister. Yeah,
sister. Um, so she's in on it. And it sounds like they've kind of used this to rob banks before, kind of, gotten her a job at a bank and then fall for some or get somebody to fall for her and then blah blah blah. But you could tell throughout the movie like she actually did kind of have a genuine connection with him and
yeah.
she doesn't really want him getting hurt and she's kind of over that lifestyle. But yeah, that was a big twist when like
I
my theater was pretty full when they said that. Like I heard like a lot of people were like, We were like, no
Really. Yeah.
way. I mean, I did not see that coming at all.
It was just something that I would have never thought they would throw in a movie
And they
like
just
this. 'Cause
barely dropped it in like a single line. He was like, "These are your favorite." You're
yeah,
like, "What?"
yeah.
And then you realize.
And you're
So
like, because in a movie like that, it's so like straightforward that like, you're like, okay, like it's just going to be a straightforward movie. And then they drop it on you. You're like, wait a minute. That was actually a good twist. I didn't see
yeah,
that coming because you
not
don't
really good
expect it
twist,
in a movie
and
like
it
that.
works well. Um, yeah, just a fun time. It's not gonna win any award or
Nah.
anything, but it is exactly the kind of movie that I like. Got a little bit of romance, it's super funny. It's got some good bloody action, unique fight sequences and things like that, and it's genuinely unlike any kind of like any movie I've ever seen before. Just a normal everyday guy who can't feel pain, and
And Jack
he
Quaid is just so charming,
he
so
he is
funny. He's
he is.
so good as the lead.
Yeah.
Get him in as many movies as possible. We do this every year. Like we do
Yep.
this every year with some actor. And this like last year, Nicholas Hoult was like taking over. He had really good roles. Jack Quaid's already two for two, man. Jack Quaid's two for two,
Yeah.
and let's keep adding them in there.
As much as you've liked, I know we've talked about it a little bit. As much as you've liked Jack Quaid in these couple movies, like you got to watch The Boys.
Yeah,
He is
got to.
he is really really good in
Yeah,
The Boys. That's obviously like his big starting role. So, um, yeah, he plays this character great. I couldn't really think of literally anybody else that could play this kind of character. Jacob Batalon, like I said, is hilarious. Amber Midthunder's good. Red Nicholson's good. Um, I honestly don't really see a ton wrong with this movie. I really, really enjoyed it. I'll jump into my rating. Um, Obviously, it's not like, life-changing or anything, but it is a great movie, and it's way better than it had any right to be and that we thought it was going to be.
yeah,
Like I said earlier, this isn't even a movie I was very excited for, but after seeing positive reviews, I was like, okay, maybe it's something I can get behind, and I enjoyed it way more than I thought I could,
yeah,
which is a huge testament to the movie. So I rated Novocaine an 8.4. I did not give it an 8.5 because that would have jumped up to 4.5 stars. I gave it 4 stars, but right there, it's right there. Um, it's not up to the caliber in my eyes of Mickey 17. Um, which is a 4.5 stars. So that's why I kind of knocked it down to four. But 8.4 out of 10. I loved it. It is a ton of fun, and it is definitely something that like I would have a good time rewatching for sure. And I value that. So
yeah,
yeah, what did you give it? You said you have a
yeah.
funny. Would you give it a
Well,
6.9?
no, no, no. Initially, because I saw that and Black Bag the same weekend, I initially gave it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd when I was sitting in the theater, and I was gonna give it an 8.8 as well. I did decide to knock it down just a little bit, but not for any like major reason. I actually still have it at 4.5 stars, but it is an 8.5. I still have it an 8.5. When you talk about this movie and we rank it, we talk about our rankings, we talk about rewatchability. I can rewatch this movie all the time and enjoy it and love it. So I wanted to keep it up there. Like the absurdity of this concept about a guy, a normal guy, not any superhero or anything. So he doesn't have super strength. He doesn't have perfect accuracy. He has none of that. He just doesn't feel pain. He can't regenerate either, which is the funny part about this.
So he's
Deadpool,
just like falling apart the whole
yeah,
movie.
Deadpool, Wolverine, they can regenerate over time. Nathan Kane cannot do that. So like, there's people just are like, dude, what is going on? So yeah, I love the absurdity of the concept. I love it's a normal guy. I love at the heart of it. It is a love, like he's doing it because he loves the girl. It is simple, but it is also awesome and action and gory at the same time. Jack Quaid is awesome. 8.5 is the score I'm going with.
8.4 and 8.5. Look at us. We're kind of on the same wavelength there. And honestly, I'm honestly could see myself bumping it up just kind of as because I kind of adjust my scores, as the
Yeah.
year goes on. But yeah, we both loved it. Super, super fun. I highly recommend everybody go check this out. Go see it for Jack Quaid and the rest of the great cast. It's a ton of fun. It's super funny. I definitely don't, unless you just don't like gore. Like I don't see how anybody doesn't have fun in this movie.
Yeah.
Super fun
I
time.
could definitely see if you were like kind of queasy towards that kind of stuff, you could kind of be like, oh God, anybody else, man, you're gonna have a blast. I
Yeah.
promise you, you're gonna have a blast.
Yeah, so I out of our two theatrical releases, I enjoyed Novocaine more. It sounds like you enjoyed Black Bag more, but both are great movies. You need to go check both of them out. Go to the movies, go see these movies,